So what we are learning today is we will come back to Hive as I mentioned to you, the transactional property, how to enable acid on Hive, that we will be coming back a little bit later. What is meant by acid? Atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Four properties any database system should have, which is allowing you to do the transactions. For example, delete. Right? That is not allowed. Remember, when you typed that delete command, you got transaction manager is not supporting delete because Hive deals with HDFS bulk data. That is the reason. So one row, one delete is not there in Hive. But the latest versions of Hive, you can enable it. That we will see a little bit later. Another very important topic which we will be revisiting later is Hive partitioning. One of the very important feature. For example, I have got credit card details by region, and you want to store in HDFS the data by region. If you store today, you don't know how to do that. You will be just storing everything. Okay, so that part is called Hive partitioning. So those two topics will be coming back. Okay, so today and for the next some of the classes is what we call as data ingestion frameworks in big data. Okay, it is one of the very important part of any data analytics that you do, because without bringing the data you will not be able to do anything, right? Like what I was asking her, somebody is moving the data from the database to Hadoop or from Hadoop to database, etc., etc. So you need to know how you will be moving the data, how to ingest the data into the data framework or the data lake that you have. Okay, that's what data ingestion frameworks are there. We will be dealing with a very important one which is very widely used even today, is called Sqoop. The second one is called Flume, and the third one is called Kafka and corresponding subscription onto Kafka. Okay, we will see that one also. And fourth, I will show you one fantastic framework which will satisfy all your big data needs in one single tool, which is called Presto. That we will be seeing later one by one, one by one. But by the time we start this, maybe it will be after the vacation. But at least I want to give you an idea of Sqoop before you leave. So let's start with Sqoop. So what is Sqoop? Sqoop is data ingestion framework. Okay. The very important thing that you need to understand about Sqoop is used only with RDBMS. And the second thing that you should learn from Sqoop is that Sqoop is bidirectional. What is meant by bidirectional? You can move the data from database to Hadoop, as well as you can move the data from Hadoop to database. Okay, Hadoop means HDFS, right? So those are the things. And now, what is that overall architecture will look like if suppose you have a data ingestion framework? Okay, let's do a bottoms-up approach. These are the marketing people in your company. Okay, so let us call them as marketing. So this marketing people wants to access the data, correct? So they want the data which is very easily be consumable, which means that even if I have 1 trillion rows, I should be able to have the trend and everything very, very fast. So the people will use Power BI, Tableau, this kind of reporting tools, very advanced reporting tools. And this database that they will be creating using normally an RDBMS. Why? Remember the EF code rules, 1960s RDBMS came. Nobody can even today compare with RDBMS stability and scalability. So RDBMS is the best bet for reporting. You will create your fact dimensional model, or you will create your data models on this. What is meant by fact dimensional model? One center fact table and all the dimensions around it. For example, by region, by time, by week, what is the value? That kind of things you can query. Okay, snowflake schemas, star schemas, all these will be coming under data modeling. Now there is a big thing, from where this RDBMS is going to get the data. That's where your lake or your ocean or your data lake is coming into picture. This data lake primarily is on HDFS, and what is the new architecture? We will see it later because I'm introducing that also into this particular course, or S3. What is S3? Stands for Simple Storage Service, SSS, S3. Simple Storage Service is a technology invented by whom? Amazon. So the entire infrastructure of Amazon is based upon the concept called S3, from where you can take any data, you can put any data. Okay. Now wait a minute. It is not good that when I talk about this particular thing, I should dim light the power of HDFS. Okay. Frankly speaking, in another 2 or maximum 3 years, I don't think HDFS will be there. It is going to be replaced by S3, and you will ask why. The reasons are very much. One problem with HDFS is a block based storage. We all know that 128 MB blocks. Do you know where is the maximum time spent for HDFS in all companies? Management of HDFS cluster. Every weekend you will have to run something called a rebalancer. What is rebalancing? I will tell you. Assume that there are 3 nodes. Okay, these are the 3 nodes in your company, production servers. These 3 nodes, lot of data is there, and your Hadoop cluster is set. Everything is ready. And now Sheetal is having a project, Claudia is having a project, Sarita is having a project, you are having a project. Everybody started ingesting the data. Okay. Maybe when name node is allocating the data, it may take this node, this node, this node, this node, right? Copies and all these things will be randomly created. And at the end, you have got skewed data. What is meant by skewed data? Some are high, some are less, right? So there is a command in Hadoop admin. Do you know, whenever your computer is going to safe mode, we are running a Hadoop admin command. What is that? HDFS, DFS admin. Similarly, DFS admin disk balancer. What it will do? It will rebalance all the disks. It's a very tedious process which takes about 2 days maximum. And the more the data is there, the more complex it is. Another thing, they looked at the price of this particular HDFS cluster. It is coming to be, I will show you all the details later, around $103 per GB per year. Okay, because of all these maintenance resources, everything added together. You know how they calculate the pricing, right? It is not just the cost of hardware or software. It is resources, all these things, electricity, all the things together, right? That's the reason why they came up with S3. What is S3? S3 is object storage, not block storage. Okay? And I want you to read this particular article, okay, when you go home. And it is, I don't want to repeat it, but this will be very nice to prepare you for the future. So please write or take or search data lake with MINIO. And just one word. What is this MINIO? Minio. Minio is an open source object storage. See, Amazon invented S3, right? So somebody else also can invent an object storage, right? So Minio is an object storage which is open source, and if you click okay, type modern data lakes with Minio, and then press enter. So you will see this particular, this is exactly what I want you to do it. Okay, 2 articles, modern data lakes with Minio part 1 and part 2, both are written by me. Okay, so you click on that. Okay, so you can see I have written that, and I have given a clear description about what's the difference between a block storage and an object storage. And did you see that picture, left side and right side, right? A block storage is blocks. This is how your HDFS will look like. An object storage, everything is just like your normal file systems. So here comes the little bit of problem. What did they say in MapReduce, Google and all those great people? Oh, the network is very, bandwidth is very, very intensive. storage and compute should be together, they created MapReduce, correct? What did you do in MapReduce? MapReduce will come to you and on your data, on your block, it will execute there without the data coming to MapReduce. Remember, computation goes to MapReduce. Never forget that. That's a fundamental core concept. Okay. So whenever I am distributing the data, Hadoop FS minus put, it is available in all the nodes. And then when I write the MapReduce program, the resource manager and all the associated things, the application master, containers, and everybody will come to you, and then will execute that in the individual nodes, and then it will give to the reducer, correct? Storage and compute together. That's what they told. Now they are telling something. Hey, this Google fellows has reduced that MapReduce paper in order to divert the world into that direction. Actually, compute and storage should not be together. If suppose compute and storage should not be together, then what? What they are telling is that you have this S3, you have a compute cluster which is separate, which may be on the same subnet as of S3, same network, and now you write your computation on that particular compute framework pulling the data. Network, I don't care. Why? Because all my batch processing, near real-time processing, etc. anyway will work even if the same subnet is used. So network is not coming into picture that importantly. Okay? And what is that compute cluster? Spark. So the modern architecture is a compute cluster and a storage cluster. And what is the storage cluster? S3. Slowly we are moving, right? But it will take time because S3 means a lot of Hive is used. Access is through Hive. I will show you all those things. So you cannot eliminate what all you have studied. Concepts of MapReduce exactly are same. Everything is same. Now another problem I'll tell you. Where did you distribute the data? The data is distributed into the different nodes, correct? Before you are distributing the nodes, you brought all the data. Then only you are writing the command, right? Hadoop FS minus put that data, right? From where you got that data? You downloaded. So anyway, you have taken some time for bringing that particular data. So why can't I do that in S3? And then I store it into the compute cluster, correct? So this is your modern data lake without HDFS. And that's what my paper is saying. And you can understand what is the advantages of S3 and everything. There are good links inside that. And there is a table which is telling you the cost and everything is being there. And then it is telling you the pros, cons, and block storage. What is the difference? Why object storage is relevant? Please go through that. Okay. Take a printout and read it a couple of times. You'll get a full nice picture of what it is. There are two parts. Part 2 is a little advanced for you. When I complete Presto, you can go to part 2. Till that, go to part 1. Right? So that's the lake. And now the next question. Okay, forget about S3 now, huh? Let us talk about HDFS, what we are learning. So now what is the next thing? You need to bring the data here. Everything is here. Your MapReduce is here. Your all the processes are going to be here. So you need to bring the data. That's what we call as data ingestion. And data ingestion internally contains data quality, data validation. All those things are part of it. That is why people are using ETLs and all those things. But in a company, maybe 20 years or 25 years, you might have already spent creating your Oracle databases and DB2 databases, DB2, SQL Server, Oracle, etc., which is already having cleaned, validated data, I believe. Otherwise, you will not be running the company so far. You have tables, everything, right? Now all I need is, I'm assuming there is less scope for data quality, data validation, etc. In that case, you need the tools for ingesting the data. That's what Sqoop is all about. Okay? There are many ways. Sqoop is one among them. It is widely used even today. So Sqoop is for data ingestion. Okay? Now let me tell you a little bit more in detail about what other people are doing. Okay? For keep it with you. Instead of putting all this data, we will tell these people, the business guys, to put the data into a queue. It can be an MQ or it can be a Kafka. And from there, we will tell them, take it and put it into S3 or HDFS. What is this called? Event bus. Everybody will put that into that pipe. Okay, take it. And somebody else is listening to that. Okay. Accept it, and put it
More
in.
like real time though, right?
Real time? Yes, of course. Batch, you can use Sqoop or your standard Spark or your ETLs, whatever it is.
Okay.
So finally you got the data. Every data is coming here, and you got one single place where analytics or data science people and the business people can access it and run it. Remember, business people will have an additional layer. Some people will use Sailfish as this additional layer. You know what I'm talking about, right? So that's the complete architecture, and that's why Sqoop is very important. Okay, so now you are connecting to the database and you are putting it into your file system. So tell me, Sqoop basically needs what? What is the database URL? What is the user ID? What is the password? A JDBC driver, remember? Jar file. And the destination where the data is to be brought into HDFS, correct? This is the summary of Sqoop. You can't do anything without having all these things in Sqoop. Now, tomorrow you are going to a new place and they are telling that, hey, I want to bring the data from Netissa. What is the first question that you are going to use if you are preparing for Sqoop? Where is the JDBC jar file? Once the Netissa is giving you the JDBC jar file, you will put it into the Sqoop's lib folder. Remember lib? MapReduce lib and all the places where you put all the jar files. So Sqoop has got a lib. In the lib, you put that jar file and then ask the admin what is the user ID, what is the password, and what is your schema. Right? Now, what is the advantage? Why I cannot use an ab initio or data stage for bringing this particular thing, and why I should not be using as a big data programmer? Parallelism. Because if you are using ab initio, your ab initio is not 50 machines or 100 machines. Your ab initio may be 3 machines, 5 machines. They might have paid millions of dollars for your data stage ab initio, Pentaho, Kettle kind of things. So the scalability is limited to only that 5 machines. And they may be running some other job. Some other departments may be running the other job. You got a bottleneck there. How will you avoid? And what did we learn in my big data? Entire HDFS cluster, 100 machines are there. And when I do a Sqoop, it will be distributed into 100 machines. And then the execution will happen. I won't say it is fast, but I will say it is reliable and efficient. MapReduce is always slow. But the merits that you are getting is that millions of dollars cost save by using these commodity machines for parallelizing it. Understand? So, please log in to the command prompt. And you can do along with me some of the initial things. After that, I will leave you. Because all these are concepts and I have given you last week so much work. Did you do that or not? And similarly, today also I am going to give you a material. There is good exercise, good amount of exercises. First thing, your Cloudera virtual machine is giving you a gift. A database is already there. What is that database? Can you tell me? What is that database? That database is used as the meta store for Hive at the time I told you. MySQL, it is already there. And what is the user ID and password of MySQL? This is given by admin. UID, password, user ID is retail underscore DBA underscore, okay? You need to write it down. Password, Cloudera. And what is the next thing that you need? Look at this. URL, which machine it is running, right? JDBC colon MySQL / since always you are working from your machine, localhost, and the port is 3306. No mistakes. JDBC colon MySQL colon // Do you remember where we used the similar one? JDBC colon hive2 / localhost colon 10,000. Remember? Oracle will be JDBC colon tin something something. Every database will have a URL. You need to find it out. It's very easy. Just to look in the Google Oracle client JDBC program. If you search 1,000 hits will come. Nobody can write a Java JDBC program without knowing the JDBC URL. And what is the JDBC driver? As I told you, it is coming up with the JDBC driver, so you don't have to do anything. It is already part of the lib. Otherwise, you will be copying it. Destination, of course, we will create our directory. Understand? These are the notes that you should make before you write your Sqoop. Anywhere. 1, 2, 3. If you don't know what is the Oracle version, just ask your admin what is your Oracle version. Oracle 12. Okay, download the Oracle 12 JDBC driver, free, open source, just like Java. Okay. Now I am going to show you that MySQL tables. Let's log into MySQL. How will you log into MySQL? Type MySQL -u and what is the name of the user? Retail _ DBA. MySQL -u retail _ DBA. I'm showing you how to log into MySQL. If you have UIs, I know all of you are database people. Todd, Squirrel SQL, SQL developer, anything. You can use whatever you like. MySQL -u retail DB, and what it will do? Okay, you have to give -p, which means that it will ask the password in the next line, and then press enter. It is asking the password. What is the password? Cloudera. Look at that. If you get that prompt, that means you are inside MySQL. That's why I told you, whenever you start the virtual machine, by default, MySQL is started for you and it is given to you. How many tables are there? Okay, and listen from now onwards. Okay, first, how many schemas are there? First, you have to go to the schema, right? You know the database contains schema. Show schemas. Anybody? What is that information _ schema? Metastore. Metastore of MySQL. Remember, every database has got a metastore, and where is Hive's metastore? Is it stored in HDFS or is it stored in third database? Third database. That's a problem. Why? Because if I migrate my Hive, I cannot migrate only Hive to HDFS. I have to migrate what also? The metastore also. See? And I will show you later. How can you avoid all these things intelligently? So never use that information _ schema. That is for MySQL. But what you will use? Retail _ DB. So how will you use that? Remember MongoDB course. Retail _ DB. Use retail _ DB and press enter. It will tell you the database change. If you want to clear the screen, Control L. Okay. So use retail _ DB. Understood the steps? If you forget, and if you are accessing the tables of retail _ DB, you will not get anything. Always make sure you are doing all these steps. And now type show tables. You should get 6 tables, which is given again as a gift by the Cloudera virtual machine. Categories, departments, products, orders, order items. Look at the way the tables are created. This is more than enough for you to practice anything. You want to practice joins, you want to practice anything. What you need to do? Bring all these data into your Hive as it is, and then you run all your queries. For example, find out all the products for a particular day by this particular customer. That's how you should think. Think and create questions and write SQLs. And now, just to check your SQL knowledge, okay? What is this command do? Create table myDPT as select star from departments where 1 equal to 1.
Copies the structure of one table.
Will it copy the data?
Data. If it is where 1 equal to 1.
Oh yeah, 1 equals 0 more copy.
Okay, what will be the difference of the copied table? Is there any difference between the source table and the copied table? That is a very important difference. What is that, Suresh?
Index is equal to index.
Primary key will not be created. Okay, and if I write create table my department as select star from departments where 1 equal to 2, if I write like that, what will happen?
Just the structure.
Just the structure will be created. In both cases, what will not be copied? The
Key.
primary key will not be copied. Please remember that. The next important thing, for Sqoop to work, you need a primary key. I will tell you what you need to do if the primary key is not there, but 99% just remember this, that you need a primary key. Okay? So always when we work with Sqoop, I will keep this window open. This is for our MySQL. And now let us open another window where we are going to write the Sqoop commands. And what I would want you to do is go to the browser and go to 4hoursun.com/passion and please click on the Sqoop workbook. This is the file, and press enter. Download it. Right click, save as. Okay, all the commands are there. Let us write 3 commands just to get started with. First command, how will I use connect using Sqoop and then get the list of databases, right? So, what do we need to do? Look at the command. Sqoop list databases, and then as I told you, connect username and password. So let us do that. Sqoop list databases. Okay, very important now. Always try to follow one convention. If you want to give the option to Sqoop, either you can use minus and then the whole word, or you can use just minus the first word. Listen again. If I want to connect, where I am connecting? This particular place, right? I can write in the Sqoop here minus connect and then this word. Minus connect should be a single word. Or I can use minus C, only minus C. So 2 ways are there. I will always follow minus connect. The reason is you will know that is a connect string. Okay, so minus connect, and please look at that. 99% of the people, I don't know, they type the thing minus after space minus and then minus then space connect. No, minus connect, and then always the next parameter let us give in quotes. These are all the good standards. JDBC : MySQL : / localhost : 3306. I am listing the databases, so don't give any database after 3306. Minus sorry, username retail_DBA minus password Cloudera, and press enter. What will happen? Look at that. information underscore schema and retail underscore DB. So what is the difference? You are now not querying MySQL from MySQL. You are querying from your Hadoop ecosystem.
Will it take time to connect?
No. If it is taking time, then that means your MySQL is not running or something like that. Otherwise, you are getting an error. Look at the URL. That's why I told you. jdbc://localhost:3306. If that is wrong, then it will connect to somewhere else and it will not be able to. And remember, I can connect to your machine very easily. Instead of localhost, if I type Claudia's machine or Suresh's machine, then I will be connecting there. Right? And that's what in your companies you will do. All right. Now, I want to find out the tables inside retail underscore DB. That's the next command. Only difference is use the arrow key, but now you are looking at the tables inside a schema, so you have to give the schema here, retail underscore DB. And instead of command A will take you to the beginning of the command. So list tables. If you don't give the database name when you are running the list tables, absolutely common sense you have to apply. Tables is always within a database, right? So you have to give the database. Press enter. What you should get? All the 6 tables, correct? And look at that. Categories, customers, departments, order items, orders, and products. This is what exactly you have seen in the MySQL prompt. Yeah. Huh?
Please select
What? Wrong. Command is wrong. Instead of list underscore databases, you wrote. That's why I told you. It is list dash databases. It is not underscore. If you get anything there, that means command is wrong. Every command there is no underscore. These are all the things that you should think. And if you are writing a certification, make sure that you know that particular command. It is a 100% question.
I'm getting until the result set.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting the tables listed.
It will come, Sheetal. How you are not getting? Because your database is run. Did you try MySQL first of all?
I got the databases earlier.
Uh-huh.
Now when I do tables, it doesn't give me the list of tables.
You didn't give the schema. How many times I'm saying? List tables, apply common sense, I told you.
So he went and added.
Sheetal, please listen here. Tables are belonging to the entire database or schema? Schema, right? So you have to give the schema. So please look at that. I have highlighted it. So you didn't give the schema, so there are no tables. So localhost :3306/retail underscore DB. The first command is list databases. You don't have to give the schema. Understand?
So once you connect, it does not just save it and then you are in that.
No. It is connect, leave. Okay, each individual connection and you will give the particular command. It is not like Sqoop shell. No. Hive is hive shell.
Right.
And it will be rerunning, right? This is not a shell command. That's why, look at that. Every time we are putting it on the command prompt. Right?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it, Suresh? What is the command that you have given? Don't copy from there. That is only for the consumption. Sqoop, list databases, jdbc:/MySQL, localhost. Why 3036?
330.
Never in the world any MySQL will be 3306. Okay, Oracle will be 1521, 1522, 1526 like that, and MySQL will be 330633 always.
With the schema that I
Got? Next one. Let us do a select star. What is the next command? Eval. So Sqoop eval and then you have to give the query. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I am going to write like this. Please look at this. Control L and use the same command and minus minus connect retail underscore CB and give minus minus. Okay, first of all, you have to give instead of list tables Sqoop eval, and then come towards the end minus minus query. And what is the query that you want? Select count of 1 from order underscore items. Order underscore items is the table already, you know that. And press enter. Look at that. Okay, and you see it's fast. Why? It's a simple fetch. Why select star? Okay, first star also not problem. Count of 1 or count of star from retail underscore. Sorry, from. You should play with this, man. You're a master of SQL. The entire department is relying on his SQL only. He's so powerful in writing SQL. Got it? Yes. Next, import all these tables into your HDFS. All these are you have to remember. Sqoop, how many commands we studied? List databases, list tables, and then eval, right? So, see the flexibility? You just sit somewhere and if you want to eval how many rows are there in MySQL, I did it. If you have accessibility to DB2, next Sqoop eval, find out the number of columns in that table. You see, one window is connecting to multiple databases. Understand the mechanism. You can't do that, right? In PLSQL developer, will you be able to do? No, you can connect only to Oracle. That concept of big data is that multiple data sources sitting somewhere and all I want to query. If there is a MongoDB JDBC driver, if you are putting that, then you can query MongoDB data using Sqoop.
But one query is against one database.
Yeah, multiple joins, that's where what will come? Presto will come, now you know. Okay? Alright, next one is the next important command. It's called import all tables. So just go down and you can see I am going to create a directory first called Sqoop import. So look at my screen first. Please don't do it. I will give you time. Please look. First, I am creating no need to write a user / Cloudera. Just create Sqoop import. Hadoop fs minus mkdir Sqoop underscore import. What is the meaning of this? I'm creating a directory called Sqoop underscore import. Okay. All right. And next command is we are now going to import all the tables. Okay. So the term that you should use is import all tables. So take this one and go to the beginning. And what is it? Again, do not put underscore in Sqoop commands. Import -all underscore tables. Remember, please remember, this command should be used when you do the entire database migration, not for one table or two table. I will tell you what to do for one table and two table in the coming classes. Import all tables is first time database migration, everything. You want to bring from DB to everything. You want to bring from SQL. That's what Sarita is telling. Now, there is no query. Don't combine unnecessary words with the command prompt. For example, minus query you should use only if you use Sqoop eval. But now I am not using Sqoop eval. What is that? Import all tables. And did you also understand every query needs what? Connect username and password. Otherwise, of course, how will you do it? And then comes what is your data lake directory? That is definitely defined by warehouse underscore underscore or dash. Warehouse dash. Okay, in Sqoop again there is no underscore. Warehouse directory double quote Sqoop underscore import, which you just created. Even if you don't create it, it will automatically create. I just showed you first creation and then execution. Okay, please understand clearly what is going to happen. It will take 10 minutes for this query to run. I'm going to run it, but what it will do? One by one, it is going to take the data from each table and is going to put it. Listen, this will work only if all the tables are having a primary key. And we have, luckily, fortunate enough to have all the tables with primary key. So we will not fail it. So I'm going to press enter and see what is happening, and you also execute it and enjoy 10 minutes. Okay, what is that? Unrecognized warehouse directory. See, there is a spelling mistake there. No. Oh yeah, correct. Minus warehouse directory. That's it. Enter. That's it. And see what is happening. What is happening? Look, what is happening? For each table it is going to run.
So that should be fast, right?
But one by one it is taking, and it is not a normal table and you are running on one machine. Of course it is faster. See, one table completed. Now the next. Now what is the next one? Next table. Understand? So for each table it will create a mapper is job. One question. How many mappers? Please keep that question. MapReduce is parallel, right?
Yeah.
Mappers is parallel, right? If more mappers, it will be very fast, right? How many mappers by default Sqoop will use? Wait, I'll tell you. Let it complete. Did you execute? Why execute? See, third table now. It's Mac, that is why. You in your machine, you see how it is. Not going to be that fast. Think 4 tables. Five. Yes. All are completed. And how will you know everything is completed or not? Hadoop fs minus ls. What is the directory? Sqoop underscore import. Hadoop. Look at that. Each directory represents each table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now interesting thing. I am going inside categories. And let's see. Oh, sorry. Spelling mistake. I am going to go inside categories or any table, whatever you like. Don't worry about success. M0, M1, M2, M3. If I got 4 such files, remember all the things that you studied. How many mappers got executed? 4. Each mapper is creating each file. Remember number of mappers, number of reducers we created, right? And part underscore M. M means there is no reducer, only mapper. Why? It is just copying the data. No aggregation is there. Correct? And another thing, what you learned from this, by default, Sqoop will use how many mappers? 4 mappers. Can you increase it? Yes. How? This is the way. Clear the screen, and if you execute the command, and if you are giving one more parameter called num dash mappers, and if you write 100, what does that mean? This, please don't do this in this one, okay? because it will create 100 threads. This is how you make fast, efficient. So you ask me, no, will it be fast? Yeah. Now you have beaten your ab initio, let us say anything. Because parallelism is now.
I wonder what they're doing, because they're like, Sqoop is too slow. I'm like, okay.
Now there are some things also will come into picture, Claudia. Please understand one thing. In this, the database is in one machine, MapReduce is in one machine. You are getting the good. In the ideal environment, one is in one subnet. So first, the architecture should be in such a way that wherever you put Hadoop should be in the same network as the database. If you made a mistake, they are gone. It is not that only you have technology and it will bring everything from anywhere. No, network is the most expensive thing. So make sure when you create that architecture should be in such a way that everything is in the same network, so that the network bandwidth is maximum. Latency is minimum. Can you please practice on this much? Very simple, right? But how you want to practice, I'll tell you. Create a table in MySQL. Create table myDEPT as select star from. So primary key will not be created. See what is happening when you scoop. Understand? Delete this scoop import directory and then try to run it one more time. Delete this and see num mappers, you increase it. Now there is a trade-off. If you think that num mapper is equal to 100 is slower, num mapper is equal to 1000 faster, num mapper is equal to 5000 very, very fast. No. It is not an exponential if you look at the line. There is a breakthrough. The system, CPUs also should support it, right? So there is a trade-off. And that is what as people who are programmers who will find out in the environments. Please try to use this for copy.
Yeah, I don't know what they're using.
Okay.
It's not my.
This is how you should means. Are you using Sqoop? Just curious to know,
Yeah.
right?
To find out.
Because they may have some other tools.
So if you are using multiple times this one, so it will delete and drop the table. And
No, you have to delete it. Hey, Hadoop, is there a concept of?
Yeah, that's
It's not. So if you are trying to do again to Sqoop import, it will tell you directory and file exists. Correct? I have not tried that. I don't know whether to overwrite. Just try and see. Okay, but ideally you should remove it. We will see how to incrementally load everything. I'll cover. But first, please be perfect with this. Okay?
There is a
One minute.
UI for Sqoop also, right?